Welcome to our channel. I'm really glad you're here. I'm Mike with ZippySnap, and I hope we can craft a kinder, more creative world together. Today we're going to make this rainbow envelope. It's pretty nifty. One thing I like is if you have a letter to mail, like some of the ones we'll be doing later, you can put it right in that envelope. On the difficulty meter, I'd give this a 1 out of 5. This means that this is a super easy craft. You can download this craft template from zippysnap.com. The tools we'll be using today are scissors and tape. So with those tools nearby, let's get to crafting. So it's a super easy craft. You'll see it's just a front and a back, so just 2 pages. And we'll start with the back side here. So we'll just ask our permission from an adult to make sure that we can use scissors. If that permission is given, then you can use scissors. And maybe you want an adult nearby. My mom couldn't make it today, but I love her anyways. So when you do these corners here, you can, if you just use the top part of your scissors and do very small cuts and turn, it's a little easier to make sure you get those corners cut out. There's always an optional completion badge you can also fold and do if you want to have a reminder of that you made this craft, and you can keep that since this hopefully you're going to mail and brighten someone's day. It's always fun to brighten someone's day. With rainbows, do you know when they come out? When do you typically see a rainbow? When it's raining. And rainbows will come out and they'll just brighten your day up. A lot of times it's maybe you're a little sad, it's raining, it's wet, you're not able to go outside, do what you want to do, but a rainbow's there, it'll brighten your day up and just bring a smile to your face. And so that's what I'm hoping this craft does for you, and when you mail it to someone else as well. So we now have cut the back of the card off. So what we'll do is we'll then switch and do the front of the envelope. So one thing to pay attention to is right in these lines, these are fold lines, so we're not going to cut those. Those are just fold lines, but we're going to cut on the outside of the image, all of it, everywhere. So we can just come right out here and we're just going to cut. And it's okay if you don't get exactly the right line. You don't have to make it perfect. And again, when we do this little curve, I just like to do very little scissor cuts, very little, and turn the paper with my other hand. That's how I like to do it, but you may have a different way to do it. I'd love to hear from you and hear how you're able to do it. And we're going to turn our scissors, and sometimes it's a little hard to get those corners. And just keep cutting right down here. Who do you think you could, who you want to send this envelope to? Do you have anyone in mind? A lot of time, family members, friends. A lot of people don't get mail because of email. And so when you send a physical card, a lot of times it brightens their day because they don't get a lot of mail. Or the mail they get maybe isn't the mail they want. All right, so we have the front side of the envelope and the back side. So before we put those two together, we're going to flip the front side upside down and we're going to fold in the 2 edges. I like to start with the 2 smallest edges first because I'd like them to overlap in a very specific way. So we'll do this first one, and then the second one here I'm going to do, and then I want this one to be on top of these edges. Makes it a little easier to tape. And there we go. So you now have a choice. You can put this panel on top. One reason I don't typically do it that way is when you do the tape, you have to tape over the edge, and it's just a little harder to do. So I like to act like I'm mailing the back part of the envelope. I put it in there just like that, and then I line up those tops, the top pieces on both sides. And once I feel like it's in a good spot, I'll take a small piece of tape and then come down this corner and tape it right there. And then I'll do the same on this corner here. And then We'll get a nice long piece, and we don't want any edge to not have tape over it. And the other thing we don't want is we don't want to have tape over tape that's sticky, the sticky sides out or over the side, because the Postal Service, who's going to mail this for me, they're going to use a very big machine that goes very quickly, and it's going to sort it. So we don't want it, so like you can see I went over a little bit on this side, so we need to rotate that over. And I like to, just to give it a little extra stability, make it a little stronger, I'll put a piece right there and I'll rotate it over on that side, and I'll do it right here. Because when it goes through the Postal Service's machine, they'll read the address with the computer and it will go there. But this is our envelope. You see, you can easily just take this, fold it down, and when you're ready to send your card, just put a piece of tape there, put the address on it, and it will be going out. So I hope you enjoyed this craft. Thank you so much for crafting with me today. I hope it brought you joy and helped your creativity grow. Also remember that you matter and you are valued. I look forward to creating our next craft together very soon. Goodbye.